So it's not that time of the year yet, but I just made it that time of the year. What's up, guys? This is Dan from Coalcracker Bushcraft, and what I mean by it's not that time of the year, but I made it that time of the year, I changed up my gear. You know, I do that every season, right? So spring, summer, fall, winter, I try to change my loadout. But if you've been following me, I've been using like the same loadout. It's like, it's getting dull. And also this winter's getting dull. I am ready for the spring. This winter here in Pennsylvania, it was horrible. Now, by saying horrible, what I mean is we didn't get any good snowstorms. It was just super cold, super windy, just miserable out. Like, I want snow. I want those nice snowy days when it's like in the 20s, falling during the day, lots of snow on the ground. We just didn't get that. And it's just sticking around too long. So I thought maybe if I force it and I build out my spring kit, all the snow will go away, it'll warm up a little bit, and it'll be comfortable. So let's get right into the kit, because I know that's what you're waiting for anyway. That's why you clicked this video. Not a backpack this time. Good old trap basket. I'm super pumped about this. It changed it up totally for me. So let's dig into it. Let's go over the pack itself, the lid, everything, and give you a couple ideas for this coming camping season. Okay, so before I even dig into all this, I think it's really important that you understand where I'm coming from mindset-wise with this kit. What I would call this is a tramping kit, term from the man Nesmith, which we should all know, like the godfather of bushcraft and outdoors. Also, Horace Kephart talked about tramping kits. In my mind, when we say tramping kit, we're not looking at building out a long-term overnight kit. We're looking for something that we're just gonna take during the day, travel a slight bit into the woods with, and set up and enjoy camp and enjoy our bushcraft skills. So with that said, you're gonna notice I'm missing some of my heavier sleep components that I would have along with me for an overnight. But if I was gonna take this on an overnight trip, just to knock that out of the way, I would just take my wool blanket and my gum blanket in a bedroll style fashion over my shoulder and take it that way, or lay it across the top. You can probably still fit a wool blanket inside here also. So there's a lot of little options for that, but I'd probably go the bedroll route off to the side if I was gonna use this thing. Okay, so first you're gonna know this trap basket. If you never used a trap basket, super traditional, super woodsy and bushcrafty. Great not only for just loading out your gear like this, but also if you're a trapper, you probably already have one of these. These trap baskets, they are made of ash and they are walnut stained. So that's where you get the nice dye to them. Okay, they have heavy duty webbing on them, and you can see here the straps in the back, totally adjustable to fit you. Okay, and then I have a lid cover on it. When I'm trapping, I never use a lid cover, but for this type of scenario, lid cover, then my stuff, if it falls over, doesn't get everywhere. Plus, I can always sit on this because it's heavy, water-resistant canvas. Okay? Now, inside, sort of no specific order. The first thing that's just sticking out at me is I am carrying a shovel. So this shovel is a Polish-made shovel, high carbon steel, nice sheath on the thing. This is great for this time of the year, and in my mind, I really am enjoying it just because of the fact there's still some snow around. I got to clear that out of the way. Normally, if I'm setting up somewhere to sit and stuff like that, I got to clear that out. The edges are sharpened, and they're sharp. You can even make them sharper if you'd want. So if I need something to hack or cut, I can do that. Plus, if I need to dig down into some frozen ground or anything like that, I can get the job done with it. So shovel it is. Plus, I like to experiment with different gear. So far, I'm liking it. Now, I think it's important also to say that I do always carry some type of pocket knife along with me, so I keep that in my pocket, and then I do my belt knife on, okay? You can't go into the woods without a knife, right? Okay, and while we're on tools, I do also have, this is a Pocket Boy from Silky. I do have this small little saw here, so for the cut saplings for a cook system, I got that along. Or projects. Now, although I said that this kit is not an overnight kit, right? I still have my oilcloth tarp in here. Now, I could have definitely went with something lighter. This is just our Trekker style tarp, so it's like 7x5. I like to have some type of shelter with me at all times, especially now. I have noticed that you'll go outside, it's super nice out in the morning, and sometimes by the afternoon, the wind is picked up and it might be raining or freezing rain. So being able to get out of that, because again, this kit is based around, hey, I'm going out for the afternoon to just hang out in the woods and have a good time. So if it does start to precipitate, okay, and the weather is getting bad, I can throw this up and I'm good to go. So along with this, I have my ridge lines inside here, and I'm good to go. I do have a slip pad in here. So these we make at our shop. We have these for inside our haversack. This is a really old model of one. It's actually a prototype, but what's nice is there's padding inside. You can kneel on it so your knees don't get all wet, or if you're sitting on something like this log that's a little bit damp, you could throw this down. It takes up like no room whatsoever. Now, just jumping back a little bit, that's what I was saying. If I have a wool blanket and I jammed it on top of all this, like, I can probably get away with sleeping if I had a ground cover too. So wool blanket, ground cover, and I can go for the night for sure. Now, being a day style kit, you know what you're gonna do at camp. Not only some bushcraft stuff you learn here, but you're also gonna wanna cook or make a cup of coffee. So I have my water bottle, which you're probably gonna have a water bottle in almost every kit that you have. Stainless steel I have here, so I can take that thing, it's filled up with water, and boil it, heat it up, whatever. Now, what goes along with that, I put a little coffee cup in here for myself, so I can pour it in and enjoy that. And then I sort of went cook heavy, because again, we're gonna probably be cooking lunch at camp or maybe dinner at camp, and like, cooking is like the highlight of camp. When you make a good meal, so great. And I have a lot of cooking with Coalcracker videos set up for spring. It's gonna be good. Okay, so what I got here, I got a copper trade kettle. Okay, yeah, it's a little bit big, but it gets the job done for sure. And inside that, I have a stainless steel bowl. So those two I just nest together, put my cup on top. I still have more room on the inside that I could stick my coffee, I could stick my tea, I can stick my hot chocolate, I can stick a steak, I can stick bacon. The list goes on and on. And then depending also what I'm cooking, I might pull that pot out, or I might pull this out. This is a folding frying pan that I can use to cook up my bacon or steak or burgers or whatever I'm cooking. I have had this in videos before. People asked about it. I will shortly, not right today, but I will be able to get you these shortly. So these are really cool though. They flip open, little stainless steel skillet, pretty awesome. And I put it in a bag because it usually gets dirty and I don't want to clean it. So as you can see, cook heavy, because I'm gonna probably cook most of the time. So far we covered some tools, we covered our shelter and our cooking. Like, that is what we need, right? So on top of that, just some stuff to make fire. We need some stuff to do some crafts, and that's what I got here. So I have 3 bags, and this literally sums up what's in the kit. So I have these 3 bags. They're green heavy-duty cotton canvas, black zippers, and then color-coded to depend on what I have in them. So I have fire, utility, and then first aid. First aid. Oh my gosh, people are gonna stroke out. Dan has a first aid kit. Not a normal first aid kit like you're probably thinking. I'm gonna show you though what I would put in there, because that is something people ask. That is probably #1 question people ask. Well, what about a first aid kit? So if I had to build something out for a first aid kit, I'm gonna show you, because it's some utility and first aid all in one. But let's start with the fire kit. So inside the fire kit is your plain Jane normal stuff, okay? Let's see. First, I have my steel striker, piece of flint, so flint and steel. I have my char cloth, and then I have a burning lens. So this thing is protected, and you open it up like that. Whew, check out that. Really nice, really old-fashioned looking. Put a lanyard on there if you'd want. So flint and steel is going to be my way to go, because again, enjoyable afternoon. I'm not looking at hardcore survival here, but I do also have, just in case, I have a ferrosearing rod. My utility kit. This is going to have stuff like bank line. It is going to have stuff like paracord. It also has an Exotac rip spool, so I have real thin line, and inside this thing is also, I'm not gonna take it all apart, there's a needle in there, so if I have to sew, I can use that. I have one of those utility hooks that I made in a recent video, so if I have to grab one of these, pull it out, hang stuff up. And then I also have a gimlet. This is great for drilling holes, which we're gonna be using in a very near video when we talk about this again. And then last but not least, Dan's medical kit. You're probably going to be disappointed in my medical kit. Maybe, maybe not. So here's my thing with medical. Any major injuries that happen in the field, Are you gonna be able to even treat them? Like, probably not, right? So if you're carrying stuff, it's gonna be more things like Band-Aids, gauze, maybe some anti-diarrhea medicine, upset stomach medicine, Tylenol, stuff like that, along with you. So I sort of cover that, sort of not. And I'm just not a big fan of carrying it. I just never carried that stuff. But what I do think is important is that you have a tourniquet with you. So although this is packed away, if I was going to be carrying an axe with me, which I always just carry my axe by hand, I never really keep it in my pack, I would make sure that when I'm going to use it, this comes out and it's readily available. I don't want to dig through everything to get to this. So tourniquet is in here, first and foremost. I have some bug dope in this container. I don't get any of the good stuff. You would think if you own a company, you get the good stuff, but this is just a plastic jar. I have some bug dope in because this season, please get here, spring. I'll even take a couple little bug bites. I have an orange notebook that I wrote down some medicinal plant remedies in here, things that I think I can't remember. I'm not good at remembering that stuff, so I just wrote it down here and I can page through this. I have a little sketch drawing, which I'm not showing you. I'm not an artist, but I have that in here. And then I have two more things. I have some clean cotton that absorbs liquids really well, and then I have some duct tape. So I can make little Band-Aids with this stuff out in the field. If I would cut or I would saw across my finger, I can pull this out. I can always use it as a pressure dressing, okay? I can just use it just to hold on if I have to get out to my vehicle quickly, whatever I would need to do, I do have it. Plus I can make some char. Duct tape, of course, helps along with the bandages and fire making. So for me, that's sort of what it covers. I don't need any medications that I can't go without, so I don't have any of that stuff included. But again, just what I'm doing, you got to decide at the end of the day what you're doing. And that's it. That's all that's in the kit. And that, just like that 1-2 knockout. That is my gear for, we'll say, spring 2022. I'm excited about it. I hope you're excited about it. I hope it gave you some good ideas for your new kit loadout. And if you're using the same stuff all the time, change it up this year, people. Change it up. See if you like it. If you hate it, you can always go back to your old stuff. But that's like the fun of it. Trying out new gear, thinking, I forgot this, but I learned the skills from Dan, how to get by without it, all that good stuff. So again, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Click the subscribe, click the notification bell. You can go over to my Instagram at Dan Wowak, and you can also check us out at Coalcrackerbushcraft.com for our classes and merchandise and our blog and all that cool stuff. And until the next video with your new gear, stay in the woods.